Okay. Yeah, we live. So, yeah, man. What up, guys? Welcome back to the Just King ZA podcast. And yeah, man, on this video, we're gonna be talking about Cassper Nyovest on the L-Tido podcast. And yeah, man, what a interesting interview, as it always is with Cassper. And also with Cassper and L-Tido, you know what I'm saying? That combination, very dope podcast, very dope interview. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Before we get into it, don't forget, please subscribe to the platform so that the number of subscribers can grow, so that we can have more subscribers on this page, on my YouTube. I know I'm streaming here on TikTok. I'm doing a live, but yeah, man, it'll do a lot if we subscribe to the YouTube platform so that you don't miss out on any of my videos when I drop. So, yeah, man, the interview was very dope, you know. So, what I liked about it is that he went straight in, he went straight in to the conversation, you know, and in going straight into the conversation, he was able to, there was no, hey, what's up, this and this and that. No, it was straight into the conversation, and the man had something to say. And it's very important that when you've been in the game for long, it's very important that when you have something to say, you should say it. So that's exactly what Cassper did. He went straight in, and one of the most important things that he talked about was A-Reece. So A-Reece is someone who you could. There's different perspectives about someone like A-Reece, whether that person is doing well or whether they're not doing well. So Cassper said his own piece about what he thinks someone like A-Reece is, or whether his strategy works or not. Whether he was dissing him or not, we don't know about that. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But for me, I think like he's giving game. He's giving game to the young man. But he's also acknowledging that A-Reece strategy works for a certain reason. It works for a certain thing. But where the whole situation gets people talking, excuse me, where it gets people talking is when he says that A-Reece is not doing great. He's doing well, but he's not doing great when it comes to him being successful, him being this and that. So that is the part that gets people talking, and people reacting to that. So basically saying that A-Reece being mysterious that doesn't work to get him to be able to do big things like performing at big places, at performing at all over the country, reaching the masses, being that mainstream guy, an A-lister. That's what he's busy talking about. That is A-Reece an A-lister? You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's really talking about, and we're gonna deep dive into that before we get further into the interview. To the interview. So, is he right? A-Reece for me is trying to push a Jay-Z type of way of moving. All about the music. Know me for my music, and that's it. Does that strategy work to get you known? Yes, it does. And you can see A-Reece is well known. He's known all over the country, but he's known by a specific group. So when Cassper says niche, I guess that's what he's talking about. but that niche is a very powerful niche, so it's a very powerful niche, which is like the kids who know rap, who know English, who Boujee kids, all these people who can, that whole market, the hip hop market, you know, I don't know, the twangers of sorts. It's a very powerful market. It's a very, very dope market. But it leaves a very other big market, which is the masses, which is the masses, which is the all over. You are known by the granny, you are known by the father, you are known uh, by you are known by a little sister, you are known by a little sister, the smallest youngest sister or youngest brother, you know. Does it, it's not the masses, you know. When someone says the masses, that's what they're talking about. So, does someone who's not known by the masses, is that really an A-lister? That's what Cassper is busy arguing, So, what Cassper is really arguing about is that, like, can you really call yourself an A-lister? Which I agree with him. I don't understand the whole mysterious approach. I don't get it. I get it to a certain point. It's a very dope thing, especially when you're not into doing too much. You just love the music. You cater to your people. You come in here and there. You balance your things. But if an A-Reece wants to fill a stadium, could he? I agree with Cassper, but I also disagree a little bit because I've seen the mysterious approach work and actually make an artist to be very huge, very big. The only part where I said Cassper is right is because A-Reece has been not really doing the things. He's not been doing the things in terms of the latest albums that he's dropped. Paradise 2, the one he dropped last year, these albums. That's where I don't understand what the hell A-Reece is doing. But if A-Reece had kept dropping projects like today's tragedy to tomorrow's memory, I hope I'm saying it right, and projects like Reece Effect, projects like From Me to You and Only You, projects like that. I'm just gonna count those ones because those are the projects that he dropped by himself, without ambitious. Those projects had something that could work, you know. Even if you are an independent artist, even if you are a boom bap artist, it has something that works, meaning that it caters for those boom bap people who like listening to backpackers, underground music, but it also had bangers for the people who want to dance, want to do this. So I was like On My Own, you know, songs like, he had bangers, songs like Gotta Get the Bank, Still Got Nobody to Thank. That song, I forgot the name. Songs like, what's that A-Reece song? The one that is most known for. I forgot the name. Meanwhile in Honeydew. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile in Honeydew. That is the song. It's a song, it's a banger, still a banger till this day. Songs like We Both Know Better. He had songs like that could work on radio. Do you understand? Even if they are boom bap, but they worked on the radio, they worked on the streets, they worked. anybody could listen to that and as a hip hop fan and be like, wow, this thing slaps, this thing is hot. But his recent project is just boom bap right through. So projects like, although I love them, I love those projects. What's it called? The Burning Tree, very very nice mellow listen. Uh, there's that other project, Deadlines, very dope, but you fail to find that banger, that crossover, and that stops A-Reece from having songs that blow up, world like known by everybody. Whereas when I'll give Ambitious credit, when the Ambitious had their hands on him on the first album, he had those songs that crossed over that people knew, songs like Zimbali. I just woke up in Zimbali. He had songs like Couldn't, he had songs like Sebenza, he had songs like Mngani, which girls, little girls were singing. Varsity girls were singing, school girls were singing. Right now, the girls that are listening to A-Reece are just those ones, those specific ones, who are into it, who are into the lyrical. But your average girl is not listening to that, she's not listening to songs about him just rapping about smoking and over these beats that are just deep rap. Like that album of his, Paradise 2, those beats are not even melodic, they're not even, it's just boom bap, and it's not even, it's jazz rap, not to say jazz is a beautiful, but it's that deep dark jazz rap, and unfortunately we are taking A-Reece, and giving him too much credit. We're giving him too much credit because we're using his old songs to credit him. We're using songs from 2017. How many years is it? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 8 years ago. Songs from 8 years ago, and we're still using them to credit him today. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So, and the moves that A-Reece makes, A-Reece is not making those moves whereby if he's filling up stadiums and he's doing any of that. Could he do it? Yes, I think he could. Even though Cassper said he doesn't think he could, I think he could do it. But why doesn't he do it? The fact that he's not doing it is gonna make sure that he can't do it. But definitely for me, I feel like A-Reece could do. Why doesn't A-Reece and them? Why don't they do like Sunbed Arena? 8,000, 10,000 people. They should do that. But they are not doing it. And that's what Cassper is saying. That's what I'm getting. Cassper may not be saying that. He's saying that he can't do it or whatever. But I'm saying that the fact that this audience is very big, but because Cassper only used one album to do fill up the dome, which was 20,000 people. It was one album with songs like Gusheshe, Dok Sheveleza, Pumagim, and the whole Tsulfelo album. Tsibi, that was one album he used to promote to be able to do that. I feel like A-Reece with his whole catalog, he can do that. He could do that, but he's not doing it. And that's the problem. You need to do it. That's what Cassper was saying on this interview. You need to do it. Start. Then you can do it again and again and again. Cassper started. Whether he was lucky, whether he was not lucky, he started. And in him starting, he was able to now do these stadiums, even though they were not completely full, but he was able to do it. When it comes to this thing, it's all about, have you done it before? If you have done it before, then you grow a brand of live performer, someone who does shows. Do you understand? So you are actually creating an event This is how event people do it. They do one successful event, and then they are able to do it annually, and the more it grows and grows and grows. That's exactly what Cassper is doing. It's not that Cassper maybe is the biggest rapper or the biggest, no, the biggest musician. Let me not say rapper, because he might be the biggest rapper, one of the biggest rappers. He's probably the biggest rapper, since Kenyan is no longer here. Do you understand? Since AKA is no longer here, for those who don't know, AKA real name Kenan Forbes. But the fact that Cassper started it, he was able to do it, and he's doing it again. The problem with our artists that they don't start, they don't try. The reason why Zonke Dikana, she can do these big events, get proper money from them, is because she has created that momentum. It doesn't even have to be that the fact that the music is the best or whatever, no. But it is the best. She's a very incredible musician. But it's not just that, it's the fact that she's done it over and over again. She's built that support system that, it's okay event, it's always a movie when we go there. You understand? It's not just about the fact the music, we listen to the music all the time. No, it's that this thing, it has a reputation. Fill Up has a reputation. This has a, do you understand? But our artists like A-Reece, they don't do it. You understand? So I'm glad that Cassper shook his boots. I hope his boots will be shaking so he can start thinking, because Cassper also is just advising people, excuse me. Yeah, so Cassper also is just advising people, just be out there. Start a Twitch, something, stream, be out there. Showcase your personality. Like what I'm doing here. I'm just here. I'm just chilling. I'm just showcasing my personality. These things, they put me out there. When I'm making music, when my music is not yet there, maybe I'm still recording, maybe I don't have equipment at the time, maybe I don't, whatever. These things, they keep me relevant. They keep me out there. When I post clips, even if it's clips of others and whatever, the fact that it is my channel that's posting those things keeps me relevant. Do you understand? Keeps me relevant. I'm telling you from experience. My name is out there. I'm being seen. Do you understand? Even now, when I'm putting my face into it and I'm talking straight, I'm doing this. Those videos on my YouTube that do numbers and whatever keeps me relevant. I'm no longer just focused on just the music and whatever. Because when the music is ready, then you give them the music, you give them whatever else you do creatively. Whereas the music actually is the main thing. Do you understand? But you have this thing that helps you to keep relevant, to keep out there, to keep, growing relationship and growing a fan base. Do you understand? So that was what Cassper is telling artists to do. You understand? Now he's on Twitch. Now he's on. You understand? That's how it works. So, yeah, man. For me, that was the biggest part of the interview. But other parts of the interview, they talked about content creators. Yeah, just start. Bruce was there and his homies, Siv and all those guys. I'm not familiar with the rest of those guys. Yeah, and what else? They talked about how female content creators create an illusion. They create an illusion of, this is the content creation can make you to drive G-Wagons and all that. They don't show that they're actually getting the money from men, sugar daddies and all that, so, and they create a false illusion, so L-Tido said it or no. On YouTube, how we make money, we get sponsors, we get people who sponsor the channel, yeah, and that people must not believe those fake things. I like when they gave credit to what's her name? That beautiful lady, that one was Cyan Boujee. How she's controversial and all that, but now she's cleaning up her image, and that's what it's about: cleaning up your image. It's just starting. They're gonna laugh in the beginning, but as you go, she's gonna become an official DJ and do very well. So I like that. I love Cassper Nyovest. Yeah, that's roughly what he talked about. And he talked about his come up, as he always does. I love that about Cassper. He talked about his come up. Um, and in his come up, he talked about being a hype man, being a backup dancer for WHP. As you know, WHP had, those Kwaito records, Motswako had a Kwaito feel when, Motswako had the hip hop, it had variations. That's why it was such a big genre, because it had variations. You had the boom bap of it, the what, but you also had the doots, 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 doots. Also, Gima, Wena. Do you understand? It also had that, yeah, so it also had that, so, that sound, Bosso Gima, different vibes that it had. And when it had that, it was able to bring that side of a Cassper, because you know that Cassper has a very dope sound. He knows how to dance. He knows how to do multiple things. So he talked about using his skills to back up WHP. You know, and how when WHP would not get reception in the performance, he would be very entertaining. He would dance. WHP would even say, "Hey, Nyovest, do something there," and then he would go dance. He would, even when he doesn't know some of the songs that are being performed, he would make up something. So, but he said that's what put him there. That's what made him a success, because he was willing to do stuff like that. He was willing to humble himself in life. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to humble himself in life, and that led him to actually making it. And he talked about, this is the last part I'm going to cover. He talked about how his OGs didn't give him money, they gave him time. You understand? They gave him time. They chilled with him. They showed him documentaries about the music industry and all these type of things. They showed him this and that. They did this and that with him. They showed him things. They watched documentaries. They watched this and this and this and that. Jay-Z, Fade to Black documentary. For those who know that documentary, it's a special documentary. Fade to Black is a special, special documentary. So imagine as a young kid, someone who plays you, even me right now, when I watch the document, I'm like, value is unmatched. The value on this, especially that scene when he's in the studio, it's unmatched. You see, when you see how he comes up with the songs, it's unmatched. It's unmatched for real. It's an unmatched documentary. Like, it tells you that you don't force it, you don't guess music, you don't. No, that's what he said. But it's the same thing he's always saying. Like, don't force it, don't think music, don't think anything. Just feel it. And when it feels right, when it's the one, you know it. And then you get into your creativity. Crack the door and let God in. That's what he says. And he tells you patience and persistence will be the only things to get you through this. Do you understand? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So being a young cat, being shown stuff like that by your OGs, the guys in your neighborhood and all that. He said they used to get him in the Range Rover and whatever, and then they play in those things. That's what he said put him there. He was able to take, also even when he was in the game, he was able to take advice from people like Oskido and all that, and that helped him and get him where he is, in the game. So very, very beautiful interview. Go out and watch it. I know all of y'all are watching it. I know clips are trending. I know slimes are gonna be all over. It's fine. I just had to do this video to add on, to the wave, to add on. And yeah, man, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Just King Zeri signing out.